my first 3 stars of the week for the goalies in the NHL. This is going to be fun for me to kind of track performance, and as well as just kind of track how many times each goaltender makes this list. I'm excited to see if it's going to change too throughout the year, or if we're going to see a lot of repeat performers, but I wanted to wait until the second Sunday of the season because the season started last Wednesday. So it's been about a week and a half. We've had some great games, a couple of games canceled, postponed, which has really been sad for me because I'm a Hurricanes fan as well as a Penguins fan. But yeah, it's been a really tough opening, couple of weeks for goaltenders. Basically everybody you see on this poster in front of you, except the guy on the top right up there, has struggled to start the season. They're starting to get it together a little bit. So I think goalies are just starting to get, their feet underneath them and starting to get that puck tracking back, and you'll start seeing a little bit lower scoring games as the season goes on. But without further ado, I'm going to do 2 honorable mentions, and then I'll get to my 3 stars of the week, and I'm going to go through their stats best I can. First honorable mention, first week and a half is Andrei Vasilevsky. He plays on probably the best team in the NHL right now, one of the best teams. Got a great defense, great offense in front of him. He started all 4 games for the Lightning, won 3, lost 1. He had a .920 save percentage on the 112 shots that he faced. He stopped 103 of them for a 2.24 goals against average. So he is my first honorable mention. Second honorable mention is a guy who gives his team a chance to win every time he's out there. And they're not an amazingly talented offensive team, but that is last year's Vezina winner, Connor Hellebuyck. So Connor started 4 games, also went 3-1. Saw 113 shots, stopped 104 for a .920 save percentage, 2.25 goals against average. So basically the identical numbers to Vasilevsky. And yeah, he's just been on point to start the year. So nice to see him playing well also. My third star is going to be Philip Grubauer. Now, he started 5 out of the 6 Avs games that they've played, and he has performed quite well. The Avs give up a lot of shots, and Philip Grubauer saw 130 shots these last 5 games. He stopped 120 of them for a .923 save percentage, and he went 3-2 in those games. And the reason I put him at number 3 is I feel like the way that Colorado plays is really up-tempo, and so they give up a lot of scoring chances. But they've got some great young defenders back there, namely Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon, Bowen Byron, as well as David Taves. So David Taves. So it's going to be really interesting to see if that up-tempo offense is going to, be able to sustain, and if Philip Grubauer with Francouz being hurt can start most of the games for them. My second star of the week has to be the week and a half. I'm going to have to, this is tough because their numbers are almost identical. It's going to be Marc-Andre Fleury. He started 3 games for the Vegas Knights. He won all 3 of those games. He stopped 58 out of 61 shots for a .951 save percentage and a 1.00 goals against average. He's got a shutout, which he had today, and he's looked fantastic. And as a Penguins fan, that pains me but makes me happy at the same time to see him climbing up the shutout and wins list every time he steps out on the ice for Vegas. They have an immensely talented team on both sides, obviously on defense and on offense. So they're going to be one of the best teams in the league, and he and Robin Lehner are going to carry the load for them quite well. And then my first star, this shouldn't come as any surprise to anybody that follows goaltending in the NHL, has to be a guy who plays for a team that has certainly performed better than some thought they would. And he has just been phenomenal, and that is Simon Varlamov. Now, he plays for the New York Islanders. He started 3 games for them, to Sorokin's 2. He won all 3, stopped all but 1 shot. So he stopped 81 of 82 shots for a 9.988 save percentage, 0.33 goals against average. He has been phenomenal for them. And that team, even with Barzal and some of the other talented players they got around him rely on him heavily to perform for them. So he's been fantastic. A lot of really good performances throughout the NHL. Some other guys to mention this week. Bennington, he's kind of got his act together. He's won 3 games out of the 5 that he started. We won't talk about that one game where he just got absolutely shelled, but shows you how good his performance is because his save percentage is still at above 900 at 9.913. I'll just say a 913. Makes it easier. Other guys that have been performing well, Mackenzie Blackwood. I mean, if he wasn't in COVID protocol, he'd probably be on this list. He stopped 109 out of 115 shots for a Devils team that is much improved. And their backup, Wedgwood, had a shutout today after being out of the NHL for 3 years. That was really cool to see. John Gibson, he's been another one that's played really well for the Ducks, giving them a chance to win every game. He won 2 games this week, including getting a shutout, and he saw 160 shots. And I think the workhorse of the week, if I'm going to even do something like that, has to be Mikko Koskinen. He started all 7 games for Edmonton they've played, and he stopped 215 out of 237 shots. So he's played 2 more games than anybody else in the league, so he has a heavy workload for sure. And that save percentage is above 900, so I would like to see it in the 920 range, but they had a really clutch win as well. And so yeah, we'll have to see who bounces back. Thank you so much for watching this and this first edition. And we'll see you guys next Sunday for Roundtable Episode 3 and 3 Stars of the Week, Episode 2. See ya.